you actually were at Clarion, and that is the time you left your cushy job to join Tara Sinha for her venture.
That was a big shock to my life because it wasn't anticipated. Because I was thrown into the job of a branch manager, and the branch manager had to deal with the people who were creating problems. Like, आज कैंटीन का खाना ठीक नहीं हुआ.
When Clarion was collapsing, what was on your mind?
Run away as fast as possible. When an agency has labor problems, the first people to move out are also the client. I got a call on a Sunday afternoon from Tara Sinha in 1986 saying, Tapas, would you want to become an entrepreneur and start Tara Sinha in Calcutta? I said, sure, but what does that mean?
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं प्रीति हून इंटरव्यू वाली और आज मेरे गेस्ट एडवर्टाइजिंग की दुनिया के दिग्गज हैं. ही इज अ लिविंग लेजेंड. He has completed 50 working years in Indian advertising industry and has become one of the leading professionals who have achieved this feat without taking a break. This podcast is in 5 parts. तो कोई भी episode miss मत कीजिएगा. All links will be provided in the description. Get inspired and please don't forget to share, like and subscribe this channel. Thank you so much and enjoy watching. So let's talk about 1985 to 1990. This is the time when you were based out of Calcutta. You actually were at Clarion, and that is the time you left your cushy job to join Tara Sinha for her venture. How was that moment for you? Because you actually took up a job at a company where it was kind of a dream job for you, because getting a job at Clarion at that point in time was really difficult. How did you take that plunge?
Clarion as an agency was a very peculiar agency. After McCann Erickson stopped the collaboration in the late 70s, Clarion became a cooperative company. In the sense that majority of the shares were with the staff of the agency. Therefore, what was happening was that there were continuous demands from the staff, and the management was being stymied, in the sense people who were running Clarion. And that's the reason why people like Tara Sinha left, because they couldn't take this anymore. It became a trade union agency. It was India's second largest agency, and trade unionism, the bug of trade unionism, which had started capturing Calcutta or Bengal as a state because of the communist government that took over, started its, its dirty fangs into Clarion. The union started dominating.
There was labor unrest.
There was complete labor unrest. I was at that time, I had been promoted as the branch manager. And trust me, my job was not of a branch manager of advertising agency, but the branch manager of, of a company that I had to deal 90% of my time being the go-between the board of directors and the staff, which meant I acted as a labor welfare officer.
Yeah, mediator.
I was a go-between between them, and I didn't enjoy my job. I mean,
that
was a big shock to my life because it wasn't anticipated. Because I was thrown into the job of a branch manager, and the branch manager had to deal with the people who were creating problems. And the board used to ask me to go and give them this offer. They would give a counter offer, and offers such as small things like आज canteen का खाना ठीक नहीं हुआ. There was a cooperative canteen.
Sure.
And they used to sit on a dharna. I started feeling terrible.
What was your conversation up front?
With whom?
With your boss. Like, this is what I
No, I had been telling my boss for quite some time, but I also had, that's the time when Tara Sinha also left, because she was my boss. Then she left. She started her agency with McCann Erickson called TSA. It became Tara Sinha McCann Erickson in 1985. Then, one day she called me up. She was obviously getting the information that I was being in a very difficult position.
So actually, before that, I want to ask you, when Clarion was collapsing, what was on your mind?
Run away as fast as possible. Run away as fast as possible. because this is an agency that I have seen the best days and the worst days had come. And when an agency has labor problems, the first people to move out are also the clients. So we were losing businesses.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I got a call on a Sunday afternoon from Tara Sinha in 1986 saying, Tapas, would you want to become an entrepreneur and start Tara Sinha in Calcutta? I said, sure, but what does that mean?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody has to finance me. I didn't have enough money. She said, first 3 months, finances I'll do from Delhi.
Okay.
But starting from getting the people, getting the business, and even getting the office space, it's a complete greenfield operation.
But did you at any point feel that it is the end of your career because you're leaving a company as big as Clarion and actually joining a startup?
No, I felt that it was good riddance for me.
Okay.
It was good riddance for me because Clarion by that time had dived to its all-time low.
I see.
Okay? And people were leaving left, right, and center. Therefore, I didn't have a choice. I told Tara Sinha, Mrs. Sinha, I am game on this.
Okay.
But you have to finance me and my team for 3 months.
You took risk.
I took the risk. So starting from finding an office location and talking to I started with 20 people in Tara Sinha associates,
Yeah.
because 3 big businesses shifted with me. And Tara Sinha, of course, being the person who was the main anchor.
You poached the clients.
Clients poached us, let's put it that way.
How?
Because they said, Tapas, you're starting with Tara. And the businesses that we got was Reckitt and Coleman and Days Medical, which is the brand Kyokarpin, and Taj Bengal, which was being launched.
What did you tell them? Why should they come with you?
Because I was taking their people. The senior management of the agency who were working with me as account directors, creative directors, they all said, Tapas, we are with you. We are with you. So I took away about 15 to 20 people, I remember, from day one. And a captive business, I don't remember the quantum, but a Reckitt and Coleman and a Days Medical and Taj would have accounted for a substantial. I didn't make a loss for a single month. Tara Sinha didn't have to finance me.
Sure.
You
were an asset for her.
The whole Tara Sinha Calcutta was an asset.
Okay.
I mean, 15, 20 people starting together, the salary bill wasn't very cheap. But clients joined you.
Did she tell you at some point in time that you were a good bet?
She always used to tell me that that's the best thing I did in Tara Sinha.
Okay.
To take you in and start this.
Do you miss her? She's no more.
Yeah, I have worked with her for many years. So, she's somebody I have always looked up to. She died, I think, about 3 years back.
Yes.
I had attended her
2019.
2019, 5 years back. I attended her funeral. Yes, she's had a big impact in my life.
I can see you getting emotional while talking about it because you have that kind of connect with her.
It was a kind of connect. She used to tell me that you're my GOC in the Eastern region, General Officer Commanding. Then 91, again, one Sunday afternoon, and that was a favorite time to call. She called me up. Usually people have naps. So she called me up and said, can you join Delhi from tomorrow? I said, hello, what are you saying? Because she was facing some crisis. Because by then, Reckitt and Coleman, all of them had shifted to Delhi because of the unrest in Calcutta. So these businesses shifted. She wanted somebody in Delhi to run the business.
So the Delhi chapter we'll come to a little later.
No, I'm telling you the beginning of this.
Okay, sure. So how did you make up your mind to join a startup? Because it wouldn't have been easy in that point in time. Like right now, it's like sort of hustle. There's culture, there's ecosystem, there's everything. But at that point in time, to take a decision like that, it must be something. How did you convince your family? How did you convince yourself?
Tara Sinha did a lot to convince my mother and my wife. She played a role.
Oh, you were married by then?
Yes, I was married.
Was it a love marriage?
The first marriage, I have 2 marriages. The first marriage wasn't love marriage.
Okay.
First marriage was an arranged marriage because my father wanted daughter-in-law before he died because he didn't have too many years to go. So I got married very early. I got married at 1976 or 77, first
Sure.
marriage.
Okay.
So she actually convinced both of them,
Okay.
because she, from time, whenever she was in Calcutta, she used to come. She loved hilsa fish, which my mother used to cook or supervise the cooking. She used to come home for dinner
Okay.
because we became, she was what, 30 years older than me, but we became good friends.
You were happy about the fact that she convinced your family about you joining her?
Yes, because, at the end of the day, you're right. I was the only earning member of the family. My first wife is not working. So I had to take that decision. It was a major watershed decision in my life, but I don't regret it. I have always been a risk taker. I've always been a risk taker because without risks, I believe that you can't go anywhere. You can't always live a safe and happy this thing. It will not take you. I would have otherwise, maybe today, if I had not been a risk taker, I would have retired, lived a reasonably decent life, either in Calcutta or in Delhi, had,
Sure.
play around with my grandchildren. So, but that is still
So you're
something.
happy about the fact that you took risk and paid
I
off
am
for
very
it.
happy about all the risks I've taken.
Okay. Were you given credit by Tara Sinha for getting all those clients?
Oh, absolutely. No. She was she wasn't miserly about the credits. She
Okay.
was actually in those sense, she was a very broad-minded person.
Because these days everybody is like fighting for the credit.
No. Listen, Tara Sinha and I didn't come anywhere close. It was not one of her competitors or somewhere close to her in her career or life stage. I was, or maybe her son's age. So, she gave me all the credit. In fact, she's always used to say that Tara Sinha or Tara Sinha Mechanics in Kolkata is the best thing that happened to me in my early this thing, because it was a game changer in Tara Sinha. She also, when she sold McCann Erickson to McCann Erickson in 1995, Calcutta was still giving them good business.
Okay.
So obviously the valuations and other things, though it was not, I was overseeing it from Delhi, but it was still giving them good business.
Were you able to imbibe some qualities of Tara Sinha as a boss and have those applied to your colleagues when you interact with them? Do you think some of that has got transferred to you or you've imbibed from her?
Couple of things. I'm very impatient, which I learned from her.
Okay.
I am a bit short-tempered when it comes to work, which I've learned from her. So these are the two things I have learned from her, which I don't see as being positives.
Okay.
I mean, today in my job, when I don't shout like her, but when I get very angry, my son, who's now the joint managing director of the company, he tries to calm me. He said, chill. You don't have to do this.
Okay.
You don't have to. There are other people to do
But
this.
you are aware of the fact that you do those things,
I am aware
which is good, I think.
I am aware of the fact. I am still very impatient. I'm still very good with numbers.
Okay.
So whenever somebody, when their targets are not captured or certain things are not done, certain monies are not collected, I catch them by their whatever. And so that's the time when I lose my shirt. And that's
Okay.
the time when I'm told to cool down. These guys all know.
Yeah,
Subhash
so
Anand.
we have Tapas sir's colleague as well sitting right here with us. Viewers can't see though, but we'll have that conversation off the record with
Yeah,
him.
sure.